War Pugs, it's that most wonderful time of the year. In fact, just to be quite honest with everybody, Halloween is my favorite time of the year. Like, bar none. It is one of the best times for me. I just wish I lived in a place where I knew I was going to get a lot of trick-or-treaters. That would be great. I know that's not going to happen. That makes me sad in my soul. It is what it is. War Pugs, one of my favorite memories from being a kid was going trick-or-treating. And later on, you know, seeing trick-or-treaters show up at the door. And I used to live in this really large neighborhood where we would get a lot of trick-or-treaters, and that was a lot of fun. It was so much fun to be able to do that. But I live in the middle of the sticks now, so there's no way. There's no way. We might get... We're not even going to get one. What am I talking about? I'm so sad. If somebody shows up to my house for Halloween, they're going to get, like, that 2-pound Reese's. I'm just going to get one of those and hold on to it. But another thing about Halloween is the Spirit Halloween store, which... Jeez. They open up... I don't know if you have one near you or if you even know what it is, but it's a chain of stores that only opens up for Halloween and Halloween alone. It is it's like Wonderland for anybody that likes Halloween. Halloween decorations, costumes, paint, the whole 9 yards, smoke machines, anything that you can think of. And it's awesome. And so when I see this come up on my list today for the Fat Files, when you know I'm gonna watch this, you know I'm gonna enjoy this, guys. All links are going to be in the description down below. Go check him out. The Fat Electrician puts out great everything, okay? He talks about historical figures that should have their own movies dedicated to them. He talks about companies, which I didn't think I'd be fascinated learning about Chick-fil-A, but I was, or Arizona Iced Tea, or Costco for that matter. But here we are, and now we're here. Spirit Halloween. It's spooky time, my guys. Let's get into it. Let's go.
45 seconds until we're all bombarded by the sounds of children crying and in-laws complaining, all while Mariah Carey, All I Want for Christmas Is You, sings in the background for the next
oh, God.
2 months of our lives, just completely unable to hear our own thoughts.
I know. My wife loves Christmas carols, and I can't stand them because I worked retail for 2 years. And after working retail for 2 years, I can tell you that the second that clock hits midnight it's just on from that point, and I want to do nothing but shed tears. Christmas carols belong in like the 2 weeks before Christmas, but there's only so many times I can hear Frosty the Snowman before I'm ready to just like level an entire continent. It is grating to the nerves, and I can't listen to Mariah Carey either for prolonged periods of time, but I know I'm going to be forced to at some point because my wife loves Christmas carols, and I don't understand why I have to listen to them on repeat for 2 months. I don't even listen to songs I like for that long.
But in the meantime, today we're talking about Spirit
New
Halloween.
thing.
You know, the Halloween store that pops up in the abandoned Kmart every year and sells a bunch of single-use costumes that have funky names because they don't want to actually pay for a license for a famous character. That place. All right, just so we're on the same page.
Wait, I gotta look at these again. This is great.
Up in the abandoned Kmart every year and sells a bunch of single-use costumes that have funky names.
Upset fireman. Oh. New York's accent does not include hair. One size fits the most, okay?
It's because
Mexican podcaster includes flip-flops. Other ethnic backgrounds get cuddle pillow.
they don't want to actually...
Veteran with a cardboard. Random disdain from VA.
pay for a license
Child.
for a famous...
Yeah, house. Does not include bad attitude credit card.
character. That
almost congressman, almost congressional side piece.
All right, just so we're on the same page, it's going to sound like I'm talking smack about Spirit Halloween a lot throughout this video. I'm not, okay? A, I respect the hustle. B, I'm absolutely fascinated with how savage this business model actually is. Speaking of business, let's go ahead and get this ad out of the way.
Okay. And now a word from our sponsor, DeleteMe.
Hi.
Delete me. Did I do it right?
No, you were supposed to walk from the other side of the room just like I had to.
Work smarter, not harder.
This is why I never finish.
I heard that.
I forgot the light.
Oh, hey. Thanks. Anyways, DeleteMe, super straightforward business. You give them money, they turn around and they make sure the data brokers aren't selling your personal information on the internet. So here's how this happens. Pretty much anytime you use a free app or internet service, that app or service isn't actually free. What they're doing is they're harvesting your personal information, then they turn around, they sell it to data brokers, and then the data brokers sell it to anybody that has money. The
Extremely useful tool, guys.
They're required to stop selling your personal information
Extremely
if you
useful.
formally ask them to. The problem is there's a bunch of different data brokers and they all have a different process for you to formally request that they quit selling your information. That's where DeleteMe comes in. DeleteMe monitors all the biggest data brokers for your personal information, and as soon as it comes up for sale, they automatically write in and have them take it down as soon as possible. And then as long as you're subscribed to DeleteMe, they will continue to monitor, checking and rechecking for your personal information at these data brokers over and over and over again to make sure if they do ever come in contact with your data again, they have to delete it again. So if that's something you'd be interested in, I will have a link and a discount code down below. Let's get back to the video.
Let's go.
The story begins in the early 1980s with the founder of Spirit Halloween, a guy by the name of Joe Marver. And no, I'm not about to tell you the story about some dude that grew up and his favorite holiday was Halloween and he wanted to run a costume store and he overcame adversity to run the biggest costume store in the world. No, he was running a normal brick and mortar women's apparel store known as Spirit Women's Discount Apparel. And then one October in like 1981, 1982, there was this locally owned pop-up Halloween store that would go into the empty business right next door to him. And he noticed that they were getting more traffic and more customers in that single month than he was getting all year long. And Joe, being an entrepreneur, immediately recognizes how brilliant this business strategy actually is, because a significant portion of the revenue that a company makes during the entire year is actually made just during the holiday season. Right?
True.
It's the end of the year. It's the playoffs. It's the Super Bowl. It's where you're getting the most bang for your buck.
'Tis the season to be merry.
Well, that's my name.
Oh shit.
And this Halloween store is essentially skipping all the regular season games and just showing up straight to the playoffs like it's a championship, making a ton of money, and then dipping out and taking the other 10 months of the year off. It's brilliant. Now that in itself is enough, but then you look at what these Halloween stores are selling and it makes it that much more appealing because they have extremely low expectations, right? This is basically a single serving Halloween costume, right? Nobody needs to be dressing up like a slutty nurse multiple times. This costume needs to
But why not? That's my question, but why not?
function for like the 4 to 6 hours that you're going to be wearing it during Halloween, and then you're going to throw it in the trash. And guess what? Because you're only wearing that costume for one night, you don't really care if it's comfortable. You don't really care if it fits that great. Just the standard for the product that they have to sell, there is no standard. The bar for that is in hell. Okay, nobody cares. Everybody that goes into a Spirit Halloween knows beyond the shadow of a doubt they're basically buying garbage.
Sputnik.
Wow, I don't have the worst costume anymore.
And there's
There you go.
absolutely nothing wrong with that because everybody knows exactly what they're getting into, okay? It's like Little Caesars Pizza, right? What's their slogan? Hot and ready. Is it good pizza?
No.
Motherfucker, it's hot and it's ready and it costs $5. Do you want it or not? You know what you're getting into. And I know what you're thinking. What about Karen, right? We all have that one aunt. Our mom has that one friend. We all know that woman that has the audacity to go to a restaurant, eat the entire entree, and then bitch that it wasn't cooked right, trying to get a discount. If not,
This is why I can't do face-to-face customer service. This kind of thing right here. This kind of thing right here.
not get the entire thing for free. That's the beauty of the entire thing. The entire business model has anti-Karen technology integrated right in, right?
Nice.
Because guess what? You can't be dissatisfied with how your Halloween costume performed until after Halloween. And guess what's gonna happen after Halloween when Karen rolls up in her white Suburban ready to berate a bunch of retail workers about how itchy little Timmy's eczema is after wearing his fucking costume? Nothing. Nothing's gonna happen because it's an empty fucking building now. They're gone.
Sorry.
These temporary Halloween stores literally get to roll up during the holiday season, the busiest, most profitable time of the year, and open a new store, increasing traffic because everybody wants to go check out the new store, and they open it under the pretenses that they're having a going out of business sale, which also increases the amount of foot traffic and people that want to go to this store. And then they make all their money and then they fucking dip. It's absolutely brilliant. It's so good. It feels like it's a bank heist, but it's completely above the table and fair game. So Joe, being an entrepreneur, recognizes this and is like, yo, I'm gonna do that from now on. And in 1983, he converts Spirit Women's Discount Apparel barrel into Spirit Halloween. He makes over 6 figures in like 6 weeks. And then he's like, yeah, I'm doing this from now on. From there, every year he opens up more and more Spirit Halloween stores in his region. And then by the 1990s, he's operating like 60 stores every single year. And in 1999, he actually gets bought out by Spencer's Gifts. From there, he kind of becomes the CEO for a little bit. Now I still believe he sits on the board, but from here is where things really start to take off for the company and they get absolutely huge. Fast forward to 2024, they're operating 1,500 of these stores all over the country. And they're not just like small retail places on Main Street in small town America. No, these are like abandoned Kmarts that are at least 10,000 square feet or more.
Yeah, abandoned Kmarts are a thing everywhere in the country right now.
I'm going to say that a little bit slower because I don't feel like you're picking up what I'm putting down, okay? Spirit Halloween manages to open, operate, and close down 1,500 10,000 square foot retail spaces in the span of 8 to 6 weeks. Okay, do you understand how fucking crazy that is? Spirit Halloween has some of the best logistical capabilities of any entity on the planet. Off the top of my head, the only ones that are competing with Spirit Halloween are like the United States military and Amazon Prime. That's it. Those are the only people that have better logistics than this fucking Halloween store. And what's crazy is there's still an even more impressive aspect of this business because most of their full-time employees are on this realty team, and this realty team goes around and gets all the leases for these 1,500 locations, right? Do you understand the ability of those realtors to close a deal? It's absolutely insane. Just so we're all on the same page, these realtors' full-time job is to track down and find companies that have gone out of business and still have their retail space. And then they roll up being like, hey, I work for Spirit Halloween. Here's my business card. You like that? That logo of the Grim Reaper as I'm coming to visit you after your business just died? By the way, that's not the Grim Reaper. That's Jack the Reaper. It's a play on Jack the Ripper. Haha, puns. Anyways, sorry your business just died, but I had an interesting proposal. What if I throw a Halloween party inside of its corpse?
What if? Why not?
It's literally the commercial real estate equivalent of like donating your body to science, right? They're just rolling up to old Best Buys and Kmart's like, hey, you're not selling flat screens in here anymore. Let me get some animatronic skeletons and shit in here. Sell some fake blood, you know? Why not?
Why not?
The entire business model is hilarious because it seems like this savage cutthroat business model, but actually literally nobody's getting hurt because it's like, what else are you gonna do with that empty retail space? You know what I mean? Like you get to make a couple of bucks. All the people in town get to drag their little 3 to 5-year-old kids to see the haunted house while they buy their Halloween costume, and then they fuck off till next year. Like, there's no losers in the entire equation. And it shows because they are making...
And the sheer fact of the matter is when a company does go out of business, especially, like, they have leased this area. They have this place under lease. It's always nice to have somebody buy it, but, like, get a couple of months of that. Even if it's a couple of months, you know, they could afford to pay a quarter of the year and still come out way ahead.
Making a ton of money in a 6-week span. Last year, they made $1.1 billion in 6 weeks, okay? That's like $23 million a day. That's $220,000 per employee. Now, granted, that's revenue, not profit. I'm sure they have a ton of overhead on top of that, but it's still impressive that they're making $1.1 billion in 6 weeks. A couple of other interesting things about Halloween. They absolutely do not like being made fun of. How do I know this? Well, because the infamous Saturday Night Live skit where they did like a 3-minute bit making fun of Spirit Halloween, and then Spirit Halloween retaliated by tweeting this.
Yes. Yes.
I wonder if they're gonna make a Fat Electrician Costume next. You know what? I'll do it.
I'm a piece of fucking white trash. I say it proudly.
Chubby electron guy. Teacher for communism.
Here, tell these people something they don't know about me.
All right, let's
nice.
Spirit of Halloween, in addition to making a ton of money, also runs a children's charity known as Spirit of Children, and since 2006, they have raised over $146 million, as well as provided all the costumes and necessities for these children's hospitals to be able to throw Halloween parties every single year. So in conclusion, that is Spirit Halloween, probably the most wholesomely savage company on the planet. They literally show up with their Grim Reaper logo, offer to throw a Halloween party in the ruins of your failed business, make a ton of money, and then dip out before Karen can show up wanting to return the product. And then they donate a bunch of money to children's hospitals and then get ready to do it all over again next year. Thank you for watching. Best way to support the channel is go buy some merch over at thefatelectrician.com. Quack bang out.
It definitely is
I wonder
awesome.
how much money Mariah Carey makes in royalties every single holiday season.
Imagine you put together one. Oh God, I know I'm gonna hear it. Oh, my wife loves that song. I know I'm gonna hear it at least 40 times before Halloween turns over. She's gonna be playing it before it's all. Oh God, somebody help me, please. I can't stand that song. It's the most overplayed garbage I've ever heard in my life. Warpugs. Halloween used to be the time for me to go trick-or-treating. Used to be the time for me to meet trick-or-treaters. Now it is the gateway to the most painful few months of my life where I have to listen to bad music on repeat. Because there hasn't... And, oh God. I'm not going to be able to watch TV either. Not that I watch that much TV anyway. But I won't be able to watch it because I'm going to see those stupid commercials. Because, for some reason... Every single year, they come out with 55 of those awful, god-awful movies where, you know, we're just going to, you know, the person that lives in the city is going to go out to some country village and rediscover the magic of Christmas, and I'm going to want to die. Somebody help me. Warpugs, just help me. I'm going to take off from here. All the Fat Electrician's links are going to be in the description down below. Get yourself a Fat Electrician Spirit Halloween costume this year. That or just don't. I don't know. Warpugs, I'm going to get out of here. I hope you guys have a wonderful night, and I'll catch you guys next time. I always wanted to go work at a Spirit.